Good morning, everybody. How's it going? It's Saturday. It's the weekend. Yay. And it's supposed to be nice out. I am in Nebraska, and we are supposed to have like 50s this weekend, which is a really big deal because we're going into the 20s next week. So I'm super excited. Good morning. Good morning. Let me know if you're on here. I kind of have I've had the weirdest things going on with my head and people messing with me the last couple days. It's nuts. But thank you for coming in. I'm going to give everyone just a few minutes here while I sage, and then we will go ahead and get started. Of course, I don't have my little wand here with me. How's everyone doing on this Saturday morning? It's good to see everybody. I got this cute little new Buddha fountain going behind me. Good morning, Jamie. It's a good day. And this is just going to keep going. Good morning, my mama. My mom in here is Carol. So if you guys see her on here. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started as people kind of pop in and out of here. We're going to do a reading for today, Saturday, the 7th of November. I can't believe it's already the 7th. I feel like this month is flying by. Good morning, Carrie. So if you have your coffee and you are ready to go, or whatever it is you fancy this morning, one thing we are going to talk about, or just go over again, I guess I should say, we've talked about it a little bit, are the energies for the month of December. So there's a lot of people that are going to be getting pretty frustrated with the energies right now and how things are going. We are still in our first quarter moon phase. Okay, so if you remember with the first quarter moon phase, there's a lot of frustration going on right now. So a lot has to do with the feeling of hitting a roadblock, or you've been doing good and you've been doing all this manifesting and you feel like everything should kind of be coming together and really starting to come into action, and then it just stops. Okay, so a lot of people get frustrated as far as feeling like they're doing something wrong, I guess would be the best way to put it. And you're not. It's just where we're at in the moon phase. So it's really important to go through this cycle and go through this phase to know that, there's going to be challenges that we go through, and there's going to be, different levels and different steps that we go through. Some are meant to challenge us. Some are meant to challenge your beliefs. Some are meant to give you a little bit of a run for your money as far as pushing you forward and getting that extra push from you. So it's a really hard time for people to stay positive. It's a really hard time for people to feel like they're achieving their goals and what they're wanting to do. So it's important to just continue to push forward and continue to write down your goals and your manifesting, so that you remember that this is just a bump in the road. Okay. This is just very much a speed bump, and that try to remain flexible. Thanks, Jamie. I just got my Christmas nails done. And just remembering to push through, not to quit, not to just say, well, it didn't work, so I'm just going to kind of, throw my hands up. Don't let yourself get to that place. It's just really a point of pushing through and just kind of like circling back around and remembering what our intentions are and remembering to stay positive and just to keep our goals in mind. This is also a really good time to just kind of reset and reevaluate whatever those goals are. Make sure they still resonate with you and make sense with you as to where you want to go and what you're doing. That would be the best way to put it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our reading. The moon is still in Aries, which is going to represent your head, face, skeletal area. So still a really good time for those massages or just taking care of yourself, doing a facial mask, doing anything that's going to help you relax this area. Those cooling masks that you have that, you kind of just put over your eyes and they have that cooling gel in them. I have a couple of them and they're my favorite thing. In fact, my kids take them from me all the time. But those feel really good to put on. You can put them over your eyes or you can just put them over your forehead, and it really helps to just like calm and soothe everything. So just a little tip there. Good morning, everybody that's just joining. All right, so we're just getting started with our reading here. Remember, even if you're not seeing this live, you're still meant to see it and you're here for a reason. So whether these messages are for you or someone close to you, please continue to share them with them so they're able to get those messages, whoever is meant to. All right, so what do we need to know today from our angels and guides for Saturday, December 7th, 2019? What do we need to know today from our angels and guides for Saturday? That one popped out. Prayers. Okay. Good morning, Cindy. Ooh, you're making cookies. That sounds good. What do our angels and guides need us to know for today, Saturday, December 7th, 2019? We've got another one jumping out here that we will grab. Just want to make sure no more are going to jump out at me. Yesterday was a lot, right? They were like jumping right and left. Okay. So we got prayers, we got chants, and we got precision. So know that when this one pops up, it's always a really good sign that our prayers are being heard and our prayers are being listened to. Sometimes everybody's different in how they communicate with their angels and guides or talk to their God or talk to spirit. So know that there's no right or wrong way to do that. Whether some people, when they communicate or they say their prayers, they're in their car when they're driving because they feel like that's when they can talk and kind of let it all out and feel free to be able to manifest or pray for people. Other people do it when they go to bed at night. Other people do it when they just have a few minutes throughout the day. So there's no right or wrong answer as to how you're doing it. So if you feel like there's a question as to, I don't even know if I'm doing this right, there's no wrong way. So take confidence in that. Some people, another thing to remember is too, and I talk about this a lot, you don't have to say it out loud. Some people feel more comfortable when they're saying their prayers or when they're manifesting to say it out loud. You don't have to do that. You can say it within your head. It's like speaking telepathically. Okay. They can still understand you and very much be able to communicate. We just can't always hear them back, right? If only it was that easy. So remember that there's no wrong way, and whatever you are saying for your prayers or for your manifesting, that they're being heard. Okay. The other thing is chance. We talked a lot about this as far as taking chances, stepping out of your comfort zone, not feeling so stuck where you are, right? So we got to remember that to be pulled out of our comfort zone is taking a chance, right? It's taking a chance to almost like they're showing here of like figuratively rolling the dice or feeling like, it's too much out of your comfort zone, which we talked a lot about yesterday, to do certain things or to put yourself out there. That can be a really scary thing, to put yourself out there, to tell people what you do, and or to try to build a business that you're really starting from scratch. So you have to take those chances, and you have to put yourself out there, and you have to introduce yourself to new people all the time. Okay, so that's really important as far as those of you or whoever is building their business that's watching this. They really are pushing you to put yourself out there more. I feel like you've started, but it's still very much in your comfort zone of the same people. Okay, so really try to push out to more people. Hopefully that's making sense to you guys. That's kind of what's coming through. And then we got numerology. So I love going through numerology and angel numbers and just being aware of signs around you. This one a lot to me has to do with signs and seeing them, whether it's multiple numbers, all ones, all twos. It's almost like it just kind of clicks, like that that's a message from your spirit guides, or that that's a message from your angels that you've been asking for or looking for. So just really keep in mind those signs when you see them, whether they're numbers or a license plate or a house address, those are popping up for a reason, and that you're meant to see those. You're meant to get those messages. There's also something as far as, and I know we've talked about in the past, we got contracts, handwriting. So there's something that's going to be coming up still that has to do with signing specific documents. So whoever is in here that needed to know that this is still happening, remember, we're in that first quarter moon phase. So it feels like everything stopped, right? So it was chugging along, and you knew that these certain steps were coming, and now you just feel like it just stopped. So there's still going to be something coming through that you're going to be signing. So know that it's not the time to give up and just assume it's not going to happen. You're still going to be signing that paperwork. It's just taking a little bit longer than originally planned. There's someone that's kind of dragging their feet or holding back, which is interesting. It does not have to do with you. This has to do with the other party. And I literally see like dragging their feet. That's the exact words that came in. So know that it's not anything you're doing wrong. And unfortunately, in this circumstance, it's a waiting game. It is, unfortunately. But it will be coming through the way it's supposed to. Okay. So it's the other party. It's the other party dragging their feet. All right. So we're going to pull our tarot deck out and see what we have to coincide with the messages from our spirit guides. Anything else they want us to know about our current situation. I'm literally constantly tongue-tied. Good morning, Gwen. All right, so what else do we need to know about this contract signing? What do we need to know to give us peace of mind from our angels and guides? Today, December 7th, 2019. And if you guys haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, make sure you do that. That way you'll get notifications when I'm on here, so you can jump on right away. I just had 3 pop out. Okay. So right off the bat, we got the Queen of Cups. Which is really interesting because you feel like someone else is controlling your situation right now. Very much like how I'm been giving this is there's been a huge heartbreak. Okay. There's been a big blow to you. Whatever this is, it was life-changing. And very much feels like, now what am I going to do? Very hurt, very, very much still hurting. But it's almost like there's someone else that's kind of I don't want to say pulling the strings or puppet-like, but almost like someone else is kind of in charge of your feelings right now, almost like they're telling you what to do and they're telling you how to feel. Don't let anyone do that, by the way, if that's what's going on. You choose how you feel and what you want to do with each day. And there's no good way to heal from a situation where we've been extremely hurt. There's no good way to heal. It's a matter of time. And that's the hardest part and the hardest lesson that we have to learn, and the hardest part of having your heart completely broken in two is knowing that the only thing that can help us is time. As it passes, we learn that nothing's going to change, and all we have to do is accept it and try to move forward and be happy, and choose happiness. So it's really interesting how this is coming through, but I feel like there's somebody that's trying to push you to feel a certain way or do certain things that is not something you would choose necessarily, but you feel like the hurt was so bad and so strong that you're just kind of willing to try anything at this point. It's really interesting how this is coming through. So I hope this is resonating with someone or making sense to you. And if it is, let me know, because everything that's coming through just feels very much isolated, like you feel isolated and alone and hurt. That's how I feel. Whatever it is, as far as like what it has to do with the contract signing and the justice that's coming through, this hasn't been through in a while. Everything will come to fruition and everything will be taken care of that hasn't been taken care of yet. For whatever reason and why it's taking so long for everything to come through, I don't know. My throat just got completely blocked off, almost like they're not speaking their truth and there's something they've been holding back. So as soon as all this is done, you're going to be back in the driver's seat. You're going to be back in control of your emotions, of your life and what's going on. Because right now it just kind of feels like somebody else is steering the car is kind of how I see it. But heavy emotions. So know that you're not alone. And even though you feel that way, and that everything that needs to be taken care of as far as signatures, whatever that is, the handwriting and the justice, so the legal side of it will be taken care of. And that will be a big step in your healing process and just feeling like you can breathe. Okay, just feeling like you can finally just be like, okay, that got taken care of. So now I feel like I can step forward. And that's really what will take you into... Someone pushing on my forehead. That's really something that's going to take you into 2020 as far as feeling more confident in where you are and taking those next step forward. Because like I said, these next 4 years are going to be a huge energetic shift. They're going to be a huge shift for the energy that's coming through, that's very strong and is really going to completely flip-flop us upside down and enhance our abilities that we already have and enhance our energy and enhance our gifts. If your gifts are something artistic, whether you work with people, whether you are a healer or a doctor or a nurse, or you do things with your hands, whatever it is that you do, it will be enhanced. Your gifts, even singers, everything will be heightened and enlightened is how it's coming through. So just stay positive. Just stay positive. I feel like there's a lot of emotional energy in here today. I feel like there's a lot going on in general. So just please know that you're not alone and that your angels and spirit guides really want you to know that It's okay, and they understand how you're feeling, but they just don't want you to sit with that feeling forever. So I hope that makes sense. It's emotional today. Oh my goodness. It's heavy. We're going to release some of that. All right. So we're going to do our moon cards that have to do with emotion. All right. So who knows how this is going to be. And just kind of see what they pull out here for us. So what do we need to know concerning our situation for today and the heaviness we feel for today, Saturday the 7th, 2019 of December? What do we need to know for today? What's going to help us to heal? What's going to help us to make those steps forward? Your energy is gaining momentum. That's the first one we got. Okay, so that's a good thing. That tells you that you have a light at the end of the tunnel, that you are starting to find a way to, like, it's almost like they show me peeking through blinds, you know, and like if we were all closed off from everyone else, or we kept up a certain guard, that we're fine. And we start finally peeking out like, okay, I think I'm ready to try to make a baby step. That's where I feel like we're going. So know that you're gaining that momentum and that you will get there. It's just a matter of baby steps. No one expects you to just snap your fingers and be fine tomorrow. And then it's perfectly okay how you feel, and it's okay what you're going through. It's totally normal for your situation. Okay. Well, other two we got, because I had two that popped out together, is believe in the impossible. Okay. I feel like this one has a lot to do with business. So whichever one of you that are watching that are wanting to start your own business, or are kind of on the beginning stages of starting your business or going into a business, it's something new. I keep getting like new creation, if that makes sense. But the belief there that you can do it and be successful with it, you don't have yet. It's still very much a feeling of, I want to do this and I want to put myself out there to do this, but I don't know if I can. So I might just like sit over here and watch and see like how things go. That's very much how I feel. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there and believe in yourself. It's not an impossible situation. It's a matter of jumping over the hump that we're in right now and stepping forward and believing in yourself. Try to remove that doubt that's there. All about that self-confidence, right? And that self-love that we need to have. And it says bring love into the situation. And this is very much Aquarian energy. Doesn't mean you have to be an Aquarius to pull that, but it's very much, like I said, the self-love, being able to accept who you are. If you are looking to expand yourself and what you do and what you can give, it's a matter of being confident in that, right? So self-love has to do with confidence, and you have to have confidence in what you're doing and the service that you're bringing to others, whether it's at your job or whether it's you starting something. If you don't have confidence in your abilities of what you're doing, you're not going to portray that out to other people. So it's going to be harder to grow where you want to be and grow what you're doing, your final goal, your final plan. Okay, so try to bring that self-love in, or that confidence. If that makes sense. All right. One more. We'll do our angel cards and see what we have for conclusion today. All right. I had, by the way, the coolest thing happen. So I have a little fish tank in here. My husband loves fish tanks, and we had 4 of them, and we kind of combined 2. So we have 3 now. And I have this little guppy. I love the guppies because they have the really like flowy tails. And this is just like a small one in my office. So we got a bunch of guppies in there. And one was laying on the ground, of the tank the other day and wasn't moving. So I went to go get the little net to scoop him out, and he swam away. And I was like, okay, that's really odd. He just swam away, so he must be fine. And we watched this little guy throughout the rest of the day, and he was still just laying at the bottom. But you could see his little like chest moving and gills moving, and every time we'd go, it'd be a few hours, and he'd just be laying there in the same spot, hasn't moved, looked like he wasn't breathing. Every time we'd go to scoop him out, he'd swim away. And we've never seen a fish do this before. And so I was like, well, I guess, we just leave him and see what happens. And because it's really odd that he goes to swim away. So maybe he's just, at the end of his life. But if he's still breathing and has enough energy to swim away, he's not quite ready to go yet. And so the last time we checked on him was last night at I would say 10:30, maybe 10:30 at night. And this morning, he's swimming all over the tank. Fine. Nothing happened. There's no ick. There's no spots. It literally he was just fine. So I don't know. That was pretty cool. He might have been. I don't know. He was chilling, but it was for a whole day and he wasn't moving. It was so odd. Either that or he or she, we don't know, could have been laying eggs and having babies, which we read could be possible. I'm not quite sure, but pretty cool to witness, to go in there today and be like, he's swimming around like there was no issue. All right. So what do our angels and guides need us to know for today, Saturday, December 5th, in conclusion for our reading today? I'm sorry, December 7th. I don't even know what day it is. I do that a lot. All right. What do we need to know in conclusion for today, December 7th, 2019? We got one popping out up here. And, maybe that was also a metaphor for whatever reading was coming forward today and whatever was happening, is that even though sometimes we feel completely down and we feel like nothing's going to pull us out of how we're feeling, that things can change and that you can feel back to yourself again and feel normal, just with a little help and a little positivity. So I'm trying to look at it another way, as maybe this was supposed to be some specific message for someone that felt like all hope was just kind of gone. So it's a possibility. Everything happens for a reason. All right. So interestingly enough, we got the fertility card. Okay, I'm not saying y'all are going to have a baby, but it says it's the perfect time for you to start new projects, assess new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. So if you are trying to get pregnant, if you are trying to literally have a baby, then this card is telling you that now is a really good time to start those trials, we'll say. But for all of us that are not trying to get pregnant and have a baby right now, it just means new ideas, new projects, newness. Okay. So if there's something new that you've been wanting to do or wanting to try or wanting to start, it's a really good time for it. The other one we got is true love. And it says, the romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. Okay. So whether you're wanting new love to come into your life, or literally you just want to rekindle what you've lost with your partner, your angels and guides are working with you on that. So if you are trying to rekindle something, if you are trying to light that fire again, so to speak, your guides are working with you and really working on that. You just have to remember that it takes two people. It cannot be one-sided. If you want to make it work and your partner doesn't, it has to come from both of you. If he wants to make it work and you're not putting any effort in, then you're the one that needs to put in a little more. Okay. So just try to remember that it's definitely double-sided. Okay. All right, guys. So we are going to start our energy healing for today. If you don't want to do an energy healing and you want to wait till later today, you can go ahead and hop off now. Otherwise, go ahead and get in a comfortable seated position, and we're going to go ahead and get started. A lot of emotional energy today, so we're going to try to help with that and help to bring in some love and light and positivity. And, just to really let go of some of the heaviness that we've been hanging on to. All right, so go ahead. And of course, if you're driving, please come back and do this later. This is not a time for that. Go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Close your eyes, and I'm going to start at 10 and count backwards until 1 to build up the energy for the transfer. Continue to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Energy transfers now. Releasing any heaviness that you're carrying around, any hurt, any feelings of negativity. Filling us up with love and light. And helping us to be able to get through every day, just breathing. Just continue to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. I can feel that one in my fingertips and in my crown chakra. I feel like there's someone in here too that just kind of feels like they got a hug around their shoulders. Like it just feels like I was just kind of squeezed in for a big hug. So that's really cool. So hopefully you guys felt that too. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know if you could tell a difference. There's a lot of emotion behind today's reading. It's really interesting how everything came through, and it's so different with the energies each day and the energies of the people that are watching and just what you need to hear and what you need to be going through. Remember that you can come back and do these energy healings as often as you want. If you want to do them every day, you certainly can. And just thank you all so much for your subscriptions. Thank you for sharing with your friends, for watching at work when you're working, and your comments. And I just send you guys off with so much love and light from me. And if you ever need to reach out, please do so. I hope you all have an amazing, amazing Saturday. If you're coming out to the museum to see me, I will be there today. So come out to the Museum Shadows. I will be there until about 6 o'clock if you need a hug. And other than that, I'm going to hop off here. You guys have an amazing day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.